surfs up, but not on the ocean. Some surfers are now catching their waves in unexpected places, like rivers. On this week's new episode of Newsy's documentary series, In Real Life, we're giving you a glimpse at how surfing is evolving for the future.
You get 2 months of ocean waves in one river surf session, pretty much. Yeah, the wave might not be head high or getting barreled, but like, it's still surfing.
Shannon Thomas is one of the first people to surf here in Dayton, and actually gave me my first river surfing lesson.
I might have been the first one here. I don't know. I don't want to claim that, but there was not much of a community here. It was mostly kayakers. Kind of started building a little, like, instead of 3 surfers, there was like 10 surfers, you know? They just built this huge buzz.
Shannon owns the city's one and only surf shop, Surf Dayton.
Well, originally we were all operating out of the trailer, and we just ran out of room. And so we bought this shipping container. The idea to do full retail just kind of opened up.
He's been able to grow his business because of the water feature installed by the city in 2017. Part of a 20-year, $4 million project to convert 2 low-head dams into recreational water features. There are a few different types of river waves that you can surf, all of which are considered standing waves. You have natural river waves, man-made water features, and then you have adjustable waves, which is essentially a hydraulic ramp, which allows for an ability to control how steep the wave is in order to ride it at different water levels.
Cool stuff. Well, joining us now to give us more insight into how river surfing works is Ben Nielsen, engineer in McLaughlin Whitewater Design Group. Thank you so much for joining us. So, Ben, when we think of surfing, Ohio is probably the last place that I'm going to think of. But we just heard in that clip about the growing community there. So why is river surfing becoming so popular? What's the appeal here?
Hey, good morning, Alex. Thanks a lot for having me. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why river surfing has just become super popular. I mean, I think number one, it's super fun, and it gets people outside. And I think that those two things combined really have grown river surfing. And like the segment had said, is that, you know, in the last 10 years or so, there's more and more of these river parks across the country that have been built. And when we're doing those, you know, communities are looking to include river surfing in that. And just like Shannon, the shop owner who I've surfed with before, by the way, is that, you know, when these things are built, you know, these inland vibrant surf communities form. You know, you have surf shops, other businesses, and you have this entire, you know, basically beach vibe in Middle America, which is, I think, really appealing.
So what exactly goes into designing a river wave? I assume that it's not exactly identical to what you'd find out in the ocean, but what do you look for when considering different locations? What's the, I guess, the standard for a good river surf?
I mean, there's a lot of different things that come together for a river wave. I think, you know, when you think about the ocean, right? I mean, waves travel long distances, right? And they arrive at the ocean or at the beach and they break and you're there to ride it. Mm-hmm. In a river, it's much different. The water is continuously flowing and creates these standing waves. And, you know, typically these projects are done at existing dams, because a river wave is kind of like a controlled waterfall where water accelerates, it drops down, and then the bottom of the river is shaped in a way that creates those waves. And I think one of the reasons that dams have been such a big part of building these riverways is that they're oftentimes extremely hazardous. So it's not just about surfing; it's also, you know, addressing, you know, public safety in rivers in towns all over America.
Have you ever surfed at the Bend Whitewater Park? Because that's the only one that I've ever seen in real life in Oregon. Have you been there?
I have, yeah. I've surfed it many times. I'm actually from the Pacific Northwest.
Oh, very cool, very cool. So what does it cost to build a river wave like the one we saw in the clip, and how long does it take to build?
Yeah, so typically it takes a year or two to do the planning, design, and construction of these things. Most of the projects are really part of what I would consider larger river park type projects. So you're talking multi-million-dollar, big public investments in their waterway. And I think that it's also just important to think about the fact that a lot of rivers, especially in our urban corridors, are polluted, have been, degraded over time. And there's really been this tremendous renaissance across the country to really change that. And a lot of communities are looking to their rivers and saying, look, this is an asset. There's issues that we want to address. We want to improve, ecological function, access. We want to deal with public safety issues. And when communities do that, it's amazing the not only involvement and connection of people with their river, but there's also tremendous economic upside, redevelopment, businesses, those types of things. So when you think about cost and you think about planning these projects, it's actually quite rare for just someone or a community to build just a single river surfing wave. It's usually part of a bigger vision.
All right, so we only have about 30 seconds left, but how do you see the future of river surfing? How do you see it growing?
Yeah, there's actually tremendous momentum right now in river surfing. I can just say that, we're working on, at least 10 projects across the U.S. that are looking at river surfing as part of their, river revitalization projects. So, yeah, tremendous momentum. I think it's the field of dreams. You build it, they will come. And so I think you'll be seeing, a lot more river surfing all over the place in the coming years. All
right, Ben Nielsen, engineer and river wave designer. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Alex.
And again, tune in this Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 Central to see the entire new episode of In Real Life, Tomorrow's Wave, right here on Newsy. We'll be right back.
You're watching Newsy. For more, go to newsy.com.